you will find out how this car goes as we do.
Will it even tow the Caravan? It's revving its guts out.
You could put your foot flat to the floor and not go any faster.
Yeah, I don't like how much that revs. We've got a lot of testing to do. We've got a lot to find out still.
I was worried that honestly we made a terrible decision.
All right guys, this is the video that a lot of you have been waiting for. We've done our 2,000 kilometers, the break-in period in the BYD Shark. We finished that up last week. Now we've got the Caravan hooked up and we're going to take it for its very first tow. It is a beautiful day. It's just started raining, which is awesome. But we're so keen to get out there and see what kind of litres per 100 it uses. Will it even tow the Caravan? Now, before we get going, I'll let you know about this Caravan. We work with Essential Caravans, and this is the current van that they are loaning us. This is an Essential Ranger, 19 foot, 2400 tear with a 3-ton ATM. So that 3-ton, I believe, is a nice number to work with the Shark. Now, this is loaded up with water and all of our gear that we normally camp with. So it is at probably close to its 3-ton ATM. And currently it tows beautifully. Whenever we've towed this thing behind the Ranger, it is amazing, straight as an arrow. So we know if it doesn't tow too well, there might be a bit of an issue. So let's get going. Okay, so this is the first time hooking it up to a Caravan or a trailer of any sort. It's given us this little instruction mode. Avoid icy roads. Shouldn't be a problem in Queensland. Okay, basically says don't be an idiot. Now, we've got a full tank of fuel. Let me have a look at our modes. It doesn't let you go in, oh no, it does. You can go in sport mode, but we're just gonna go normal. Oh wait, it keeps skipping normal. I guess you must have to be in sport mode or eco. Unable to switch driving mode in towing. Okay, right, so I don't know why it was letting me flick through then. Apparently I cannot choose anything. It does its own setting. It's saying at the moment we've got 584 Ks of range, but I assume that's going to drop very quickly as soon as it starts figuring out it's got 3-ton on the back of it. First impressions, pulls the Caravan.
We're moving, so that's a start.
That's a good start. I'm keen to get it out of our backyard because I want to see how it sits. And it's so hard to tell sitting in the driveway back there because it's on a bit of a slope. We've got one of the most awkward driveways to get it out of. All right, let's have a look at how it sits. A bit of sag, but it's not too bad. They've obviously done a fair bit of work to the rear suspension or beefed it up compared to the premium model, because I've seen smaller setups on the premium and it's sagging right down. So I'm pretty happy with that. We are going to do the suspension anyway. We're just waiting for GWM approved kits to come out for this thing. But I'm happy. The van looks good. Let's get towing. All right, so we're going to go for a drive from the north side of Brisbane up the Bruce Highway, and we're going to turn off and go towards Woodford. And the reason being is there's some nice hills there, because that's one thing I really want to find out. This thing pulls, like, it does not lose any of your speed when you're going up hills without a trailer. And I want to know, will it do it with the Caravan on? And if it does do it, does it just suck the juice out of it? So very intrigued to find that out. And it's going to give us a good little run of all different kinds of towing situations: highway, windy roads, hills, and then sort of street areas. So we'll head up there.
12 seconds later.
The engine's revving quite a bit already, actually. It's not crazy, it's just like
the loudest I've heard it.
It's labouring a lot more than it would without the van on.
So, first impressions?
Yeah, towing fine. You just mentioned it being a little bit bouncier.
It feels a little bit rougher in here so far.
That'll be a lot to do with the coil rear. So these have a double wishbone with a coil spring rear in them. Generally,
I don't know what that means.
Well, we had leaf springs in the Ranger. Leaf springs are better at taking load.
Right.
So it's obviously got a little bit more cush in it, and it's just not as firm. So we'll see how that goes once we get in some sort of rougher roads, but it's not too bad. Oh yeah, gotta love Brisbane traffic.
Yep. 2:09 p.m. and it's happening already.
This is standard. Anyway, we'll let you know how it drives in traffic.
So we're only still going about 60 k's an hour in this traffic, but it definitely doesn't feel like it's struggling to pick up speed at all.
Not at all. I put my foot down just pulling onto the highway. Beautiful. So this first leg is the Bruce Highway. If you are not familiar with where we live and this highway, voted Australia's best highway. No, it's terrible. It's one of the worst. Our section isn't too bad, but the further north you go, the worse it gets.
So obviously too, this is our first tow, but we know we're going to get a lot of questions about how it goes towing long term. So the first tow so far been great. We're only about 5 minutes in though, but if you do want to see how it goes long term, follow along with us, because we will. That's basically our content, is towing.
Yeah, we've got some big trips booked in.
And we do. We've got some trips out to the outback and all sorts of things. So you will find out how this car goes, as we do basically. 80k is the fastest we've gone so far.
Yep, a little bit more speed. As soon as this clears out after these roadworks, hopefully we can get it up to 100. So far so good though. So one thing I haven't spoken about as we're driving, but I've been paying attention to, is down in the bottom of my dash here, I've got the kilowatts. So depending on how much you put your foot down, that's how many kilowatts it's using. I don't quite understand it yet. I'm just been watching it as I drive, and obviously the less you put your foot down, the less it's pulling out. Driving along right now, it's a bit more. When we're doing about 70, it was fairly on par with doing 70 without the Caravan on. So yeah, I'm intrigued to see how much more power it actually uses. Our very first slight incline, and I mean slight, but you can hear the engine revving up a whole lot more as I just put my foot down a bit to keep the speed up to what I was doing, which is still only 85 with the traffic. But yeah, motor is labouring a fair bit more, and I've noticed the battery normally sits right around that 70, but it's dipping down to 67. So obviously the engine can't maintain that charge as well, I'm assuming. All right, that truck's gone, 80. Let's get it up to 100.
In 2 seconds flat.
That's good, yeah. It's so strange though, because you can hear the petrol motor revving up sort of at the same time you're putting your foot down, and it's like it's, I don't know, it feels like it's the motor running it, but it's obviously on the electric motors. So 100 k's an hour, towing quite well. Just looking for any sway. It's good. It's still got that like cushiness, the floatiness of the coil rear, which hopefully will not be so prominent when we get some stiffer rear springs in it. But no, good, 100 k's an hour. It's got cruise control as well, but it says I have to go into the middle screen and do the intelligent driving or something. So when we stop, I'll have a look at that. I'm happy just driving it without cruise at the moment. I'm an idiot.
Why?
It's the next turn. Remember this exit used to be this exit, then you turned off. All right, so we're gonna have to go around here, go towards Bribey, and then turn around. Because I'm an idiot, we've had to turn right around. We're gonna go southbound towards Brisbane again, and then turn around. But this being the lights here will give us a good chance to just see what the takeoff is like from a standstill.
See if we can, I was going to say see if we could gun it past this truck, but bye truck.
All right, complete standstill.
Ooh.
Wow, that's good.
It still puts you back in your seat, doesn't it?
I can't keep going, I've got to let this van in. That was good. Oh, I can't wait to take off properly somewhere. All right, so I mentioned that it has the blinker issue. Right now, I've turned the blinker off. The stalk is in the center. Indicator is still going. So now if I go, it's going left. If I go left again, off. So that's the problem that this thing's having. Sometimes the blinker will just stay on.
Jeez Louise.
It's got good takeoff.
It does.
It does make it a little bit doughier on takeoff. I thought it would be a little bit more instant, but it's fine. It gets up to speed beautifully.
I'm not noticing any like slowing, like it's still, the acceleration is still enough to like push you back in your seat, which is wild to me. Now don't take this turn off, Alex.
Nope. This one doesn't take you to Woodford. All right, now that we've taken the correct exit, This is the Diagular Highway, but we just call it the DAG Highway because we're lazy and we can't say Diagular easy enough.
It also looks like we're driving into some wild weather, so...
It's quite windy, to be honest. You can feel a little bit of that on the van. But yeah, considering it is so windy, it is handling well. Okay, so we're sitting comfortably on about 100 k's an hour. DAG Highway is pretty much single lane most of the way, and like I said, it's not as good as the main section of the Bruce that we just came off, so it's a little bit bumpy. We'll get a bit of a feel of how it's going to handle through the rougher stuff on like a fairly decent highway, you'd call it. But yeah, sitting at 100, quite comfortable. Engine's revving quite high. It's doing things in my head. Like I don't like how high it's revving, but what do? That's obviously what it needs to do to keep the battery charged. We're coming up to 50 k's and it's saying on the computer that we're using 16 litres per 100. Now I still don't believe that. I reckon it's going to be a whole lot more because it is still working it out from coming off driving without a trailer on. But it'd be very interesting to see what the litres per 100 actually works out to be.
And as I said in the last episode, I am a bit of a stress head, so all these new noises and stuff that the car is making, I'm like, what's that? Why is it doing that? Is that normal? Obviously these would have been through some kind of testing though, right? So they're
100%, yeah.
Capable, they've deemed them capable of towing, so yeah, we're just giving it some real world experience, I suppose. This
is part of testing though, like they can only test so much. They have to put the product out there and let the consumers use it and see how it handles it.
Well, note to the makers, if you can make it quieter, that would keep the anxious girls like myself like much calmer.
So this hill here, this is the one that I specifically wanted to hit and see how it maintains speed. It's 80 k's up it, but every time we've done it in the Ranger before, we end up knocking it back a heap of gears, even a second sometimes, and we end up going really slowly. So jump in the left lane so the faster cars can overtake. It's holding 80. It's revving its guts out, but it's holding 80 nice and easy. Something on the road, so I'll avoid that. Holding 80. It's a big blanket or something. I think old mate's just gone, oh God, I thought he was going to be slow. All right, still 80. Revving more as we get steeper. Yeah, I don't like how much that revs. Okay, 79, we've dropped a K. 78. Well, I can put my foot down. Oh, back up to 80. Still 80. Old mate wants to get around. Wow. All right. So that's a steep hill, and it held 80 k's the whole way up it.
And there was, like, I guess when you were driving with the Ranger, you could put your foot flat to the floor and not go any faster.
Yeah.
Whereas this, if we wanted to speed up, we could, but obviously then you're revving the absolute crap out of the engine. So
I will follow that with the Ranger's not the perfect example to compare this to. Like, that thing always did struggle towing a bigger load. I'd love to compare this a bit closer to things like your 200, your 300, your American trucks, and cars like that. Like, they would hold 80 k's up there easily.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I don't know, it's very interesting. We've got a lot of testing to do. We've got a lot to find out still, but I'm super happy that stayed maintained speed up that hill.
On another note, we have just clicked over that 50 k's that it gives us the average for. So it has crept up a bit. It's sitting at 18 litres per 100.
Which is really good, to be honest, considering I thought it was going to be a whole lot more.
But
still could be.
It is still creeping up there. So we'll see by the end of this kind of round trip where we're sitting.
All right, so we're pulling back onto the highway now, going back towards Brisbane. Hopefully the traffic's all right and we get to sit on 100 for a while, because that's one thing I want to see how it goes. Obviously, you can hear the engine now probably. it revs a whole lot higher when it sits around that 100. So we'll see if it maintains that or whether it does it just enough to charge and then backs off. Okay, so we're back in Brizzy now. We're just pulling up to the servo and I'm going to fill it up and see what the fuel consumption actually is. But on the dash, it's telling me 18.3 per 100, sitting at 69% battery, which once again maintains around that 70%. That's what we got it set to. And it's saying that it's got 264 Ks worth of fuel. So it's saying a combined range of 310 Ks. I don't think that would be the case. I mean, if it's using 18.3 per 100, it's only a 60 litre tank. It doesn't really work out, but we'll see. We'll see what the actual numbers are. Okay, so that took in 28 litres of fuel. So we'll go home now and we'll figure out the numbers. All right, so we've crunched the numbers, guys. I haven't told Erin what it is. So we did 122 Ks, and that's a little bit of all the different driving, slow, fast, doing 100. Not as much as we'd hoped, though.
Up hills. But
enough to get a number. What do you think? Now, keep in mind, I said I wouldn't be surprised if it gets up near 30.
I reckon around 25.
25?
Yeah.
No, it did 22.95.
Oh.
So like 23 litres per 100, which might sound crazy coming out of my mouth, but I'm not that disappointed with that.
I would think if you were waiting for 30, then 22 is pretty good.
Exactly. Yeah, like... as soon as we started hearing that motor, the RPMs go up a fair bit, which we don't know how high they were because it doesn't have a tacho on it. But I was like, yeah, this is going to be using a fair bit of fuel. The screen told us it was using 18.2, so you just really can't trust what that says.
Yeah, no.
And then even when we put more fuel in, it said we had 600 Ks, and if it's a 60 litre tank using 20-something litres per 100, you're not getting that. So... long range fuel tank. I already knew it was something we were going to get, but it's just a must do before we go traveling. Like we got some long trips booked in and yeah, there's no way I want to go anywhere semi-remote without having that fuel there. And I'm not carrying like 15 jerry cans.
I agree.
Yeah. So anyway, it towed really nice. I'm super happy with it. Everything worked well and the van towed beautifully behind it. Like it was straight as an arrow like it normally was behind the Ranger. So just that balancing, I think that tow ball height was pretty much the same as how the Ranger was.
Yeah, right. I'm very relieved. I was worried that honestly we'd made a terrible decision because we didn't know how it was going to tow. And I was like, oh my God, what have we done? But no.
Hey, we still might have.
Well,
that's 120
based on this
Ks.
one drive, I am happy.
Yeah, look, we're realistic, guys. We might get out there. It still might not perform as well. But in that short towing test, we're very happy with it. I can't wait to start doing mods. We've got a few things booked in already. So we're going to do a few things to the car and then continue to let you know how it tows and start doing these trips. And yeah, if you want to follow along, you're going to see, can the Shark really do it?
Yes, as I said earlier, yeah, follow our travels because you will find out how it's doing basically as soon as we do.
All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe so that you can keep following the adventure. We'll give you more Shark stuff.